So, with all that said, I am here to announce my one and only goal for 2021, which is...
This is where it all began.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
And all this has rocked financial markets around the world, the worst sell-off on Wall Street since the financial crisis in 2008.
2021, that's when the 2020 Summer Olympics will now be held in Tokyo.
European Championships this summer will be postponed until 2021.
2020 was obviously a crazy year. To some, they could probably even say the worst year they could ever remember. But today, I want to talk about some of the more positive things that happened in 2020 for me and some of the goals I was able to achieve throughout the year. Going back one whole year, at the beginning of 2019, Kevin created what he called and what we all call the Goals Group, which is a group of individuals who all write down their New Year's resolutions and share them with the group in hopes of achieving those throughout the year. And so since we did it in 2019, of course we had to do it again in 2020, but I don't think we knew what was coming. The first goal that I was able to achieve throughout 2020 came in February, where I attempted to run a sub 135 half marathon. Me, Madison, Lance, and Annalie all headed down to Hilton Head, South Carolina, where we towed the line in the Hilton Head half marathon. Alrighty guys, we got the race mustache. We got the lucky socks. We got Shaffy. Which could only mean one thing. It's time to go freaking race, baby.
Yo!
Ready to go!
Let's go! Me, Lance, Madison, Annalie, about to kill it. Hilton Head half marathon, baby!
Arms are heavy, knees weak, arms spaghetti. There's vomit on us. But already, arms spaghetti.
Lance, good luck. Three miles in, feeling good, not sticking to the pace strategy. And your boy was able to run a 132, crushing that 135 goal. All right guys, not gonna lie, I gotta go number 2. Pretty bad. It's one of those scenarios where you're afraid to fart because you don't know what's gonna happen. TMI, TMI. The struggle's real right now.
Looking like a quarter.
Let's go, baby. More big bars. Woo! And achieving my first, resolution goal of 2020. The next goal came about 3 weeks later, where I attempted to complete a trail ultra marathon. What's up, guys? So since I had never ran on trails before, I was, pretty scared to show up at that race. We're about to do a race. And it's not just any race. It's something that I've never done before. And honestly, something I didn't think I would ever do in my life on this planet that we call Earth. What we're doing tomorrow is a gosh darn ultra marathon. And we were racing 50 kilometers. Which to that day was the longest I would have ever ran in my entire life. And on top of all that, we had to gain 8,000 feet of elevation throughout the 28 miles. So it wasn't just, running through the park. We were, going up and down mountains the whole time. So we showed up at Table Rock State Park. Alrighty guys, so that right there is literally the course of the race tomorrow. So we're gonna be running on the top of that mountain right there. Towed the line, and I was able to finish my first ever trail ultra marathon, running right around 6 hours and 30 minutes, and that allowed me to get 7th place in the race. So March 5th, 2020, we're already 2 goals down, baby, 2 goals down. However, what came the very next week, no one could have ever expected. So we get back, it's March 7th, I go into work, and there's talks about them sending us home to work from home for the foreseeable future due to the coronavirus. And that's exactly what happened. So as soon as we got sent home, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity for me to go and try to get my next goal, which was to obtain my Salesforce platform developer license, which basically states that, hey, my name's Chris Webster, I know how to develop and write code within the Salesforce space, and is a pretty recognized and, good certification to have within the space that I work in. So with all this extra time, I was able to put in many hours of studying for my platform developer certification, and ultimately ended up passing my platform developer certification test, obtaining the license, and checking off my next goal of 2020. As the year continued on, I was pretty much unable to obtain a bunch of my other goals because they were correlated with races, which all got canceled. So a lot of my goals kind of got axed. However, I was able to achieve one more goal throughout the year, which was to cycle and run a combination of over 7,000 miles for the year. Sitting here today, I cycled and ran a total of 8,596 miles throughout the year of 2020, which ultimately allowed me to surpass my 7,000 goal and obtain another goal of, my resolutions for 2020. And a lot of people would say that the year was a total write-off and that they never want to think about it again, but I truly just want to sit down and think about some of the actual good things that happened in 2020, because it wasn't all negative, right? So, with all that said, I am here to announce my one and only goal for 2021, which is to create a video a week for the entirety of 2021. Throughout these past few months, I've really been getting the itch to create content again, like I did back in the day of Krisfit and YouTube. And so I thought, what better way than to make it my goal to create 52 pieces of content throughout the year.